third place finishes. Then she kind of went off the boil a bit. She played okay, but not really to that same standard. I think everybody was expecting her to break through and win. But she said the getting ready for the Olympics, the pressure of playing in the Olympics, now all of that's gone. She's able to stand here and really enjoy and have fun with her golf again without having that extra pressure on her shoulders.
Yeah, we should remember as well, it's a fabulous tee shot, that the suitcase that landed on her foot at Singapore airport didn't really help keep her momentum going. Another fairway foul from Chun. He's increased her like almost.
US Open champion from last year. She still flies under the radar a little bit. And that's something different that players have to get used to.
Not this week though so far.
No.
Well, by her standards, maybe only 6 out of 10.
And see, nice with the lower body through impact, keeps her balance, nice stability. Is to not be square at impact. The best way for a player to get the ball to go further is by length of backswing. You just make the backswing longer, you try and keep the same rhythm. And if you wanted to work on that at home, you could do it with a metronome. Good shot. Didn't have much there to work with.
Stress-free golf, isn't it, from Chun? When interviewed yesterday, she said, I'm not going to try and think about winning. Just try and...
If you're a drawer of the golf ball, this is your worst nightmare.
Yes. Yeah, because if you can hit a fade, start it down the left side, it will hit the left side of the fairway and bounce back to flat. And you think, okay, it's good. I've you know, in Chun there, I've hit the fairway, perfect. But the ball's going to be potentially up to a foot below her feet. It's that steep of a slope.
Three.
And the LPGA use a club length for that rule, for the preferred lies, and I'm not a
Very
big fan
generous,
of it.
Isn't it?
It is,
When
because
you think of a driver length, especially around the greens,
well,
make a huge difference.
it means that you can completely alter your stance. You know, you're not just improving the lie because of the wet conditions or the muddy conditions. You're able to potentially get to a completely flat spot, and it definitely slows up play because players are always looking for the perfect place to place their ball, and that can take some time. And you know, oh, what if I put it on this tough? What if I put it on this tough? Is this one better? Is this place better? Then they get the caddy involved in, oh, what do you think to this? It can take some time.
It certainly slows play down.
Making her way up the world rankings, when she plays in major championships, she's going to increase those world ranking points too. She's got plenty of time before the next Olympics.
Just sneaking away to the right there at the beginning, that putt.
And I think that in terms of her being comfortable playing full-time on the LPGA Tour, I don't think she would be comfortable in that her language is, she tries very hard, but her English isn't that great, and it can be very difficult for a player to feel comfortable with their game.
That's true. This is a 6-iron. This 3-ball, respectively, pretty much unscathed through those first 4 holes. Didn't suffer the problems of Uni G, Angela Stanford, even Lydia Ko for that matter. So trying to keep that going here with a 6-iron a little left of the hole. Hey, that'll work.
There's a couple of players out here, isn't there? You look at this young lady and So Yeon Yu, they're swinging it so well, Karen.
Really solid. As I said, I love how she keeps her right heel down long until her hands are almost.
She's going to give a pretty nice read to Sung-hyun Park, who is, well, was watching closely, now practicing her stroke. I'm sure she will be by the time this is hit. Just that overall contour of the course won't let.
And I think on these greens, Richard, the best way to describe it is that you're better off almost reading the greens by what you're feeling in your.
Chun on the tee.
Little breeze from the left. Those wet fairways make them effectively wider. In years past, when it's been firm, it's been such a hard fairway to hit. If you try and skirt those bunkers, short of it though is the right play. Staying in that routine that her coach, Dr. Won Park, says is the first part of building the flow. The flow being staying within yourself mentally and physically, part of your pre-shot routine, and then building momentum is the second part, and not allowing anything to detract from that. This is a 6-iron from 153. And I'd say she's been in a pretty nice flow this week.
Oh, that is another lovely iron shot from In-Ji Chun, and a great chance for birdie to get to 15 under par. And you begin to think about me.
No wonder she took 3 weeks off. She had to get back to them all.
That's sore thumbs.
Might need 3 years for that. In-Ji Chun now for birdie.
Maybe just a tad bit of break to the right, but pretty close to a formality here.
Oh, wow, didn't expect her to miss that one.
No.
She doesn't usually. She's almost as reliable on those putts as Lydia Ko.
Just a 4 at the 6th for the leader In-Ji Chun, when she had a chance to give herself a 4-shot lead. We talked about the record score under par after 72 holes in a major, 19 under. I've just
All today.
Shortened 7 significantly, as you've mentioned, Richard. Lengthened 9 a little bit, although I still think for someone like Sung-hyun Park, that's very reachable, not for the shorter hitters.
I think the biggest change it makes, Jerry, is how wide the tee shot feels. When you're on that far back tee, you've got a very narrow corridor of trees that you have to hit through, and it almost makes you have to hit a draw. When you move up a tee, it's pretty wide open. You feel like you can hit whatever shape shot you want to get it into the fairway.
And the only fairway bunker in play is that last one, and someone like Sung-hyun, I think, can airmail that with no problem.
Lovely delivery through impact. Good extension. Lovely high follow through. Just keeps the club on play.
That was hit nicely on a very good line.
You know, you may expect some nerves. I know she's won a major before, but this is another season, another opportunity, leading at the halfway stage. But look how relaxed she. So she, well, I was going to say, could have learned off Shan Shang-Feng, I suppose, given that Feng mishit it. Probably didn't learn that much.
No, not a whole heck of a lot. This one a different line, however, turning more to the right, especially late. Much less action in that stroke, judging the distance by the length of the backstroke, and doing an excellent job of it.
Surprised, weren't we, when In-Ji Chun didn't make her birdie at 6? We'd be, I suppose, almost shocked if she didn't make this one.
Not too dissimilar a putt, and boy, did she really study it at length while the other two players were putting.
And on she goes, the lead back to 3 shots for In-Ji Chun.
About that same distance short should be ideal. Sounds easy.
Tia's been moved up. It's playing 158 yards today. On the scorecard, it's 189. So they've made this quite significantly easier by shortening it up.
Just right of the hole.
Oh, another good iron shot.
But you're dead. If you're right, you're dead. If you're in the back bunker, you're dead. There's nowhere to really miss it. Left, tough 2-putt.
Inji Chun for a birdie to get to 16 under.
Still a little downhill, a little movement left.
Talks about record scores. If she were to get to 21 under par, it would be a record for the men and the women. The record for the men is 20 under. Jason Day last year at the PGA, and of course Henrik Stenson this year at the Open Championship finish.
Looked a little anxious through impact on that one. And that's not getting home in 2.
No, but as happens, Karen, when you're up the top of the leaderboard, things going your way, it's sat up.
Now, Inji Chun, Karen, I'm sorry, Richard, Inji Chun, Karen mentioned that she's in maybe a tire track from one of the many carts that have to work the event. That's the good news. That gives her a chance. The bad news is it's into the grain. It's very wet underfoot, and it's a severe side hill lie. So a lot could go wrong on this.
And if you want to stop this from turning over, just grip it a little bit harder with your left hand.
She did this. It didn't go left. This is right.
Planted amongst those trees, and
That didn't come out, did it?
no, it didn't.
There's also OB down there, and it's not far from the trunks of those trees.
No, we can see some stakes down there, white stakes. A lot of scurrying on going on. Such serene progress. Is this where it's halted for the championship leader?
So we're going to move on forward, I think, as soon as she gets word.
Yeah, there you go. She knows now.
You can pick up the provisional and still go back and replay it if the ball's out of bounds, because the provisional is not in play till struck.
No.
The trees protecting her. Now this is the fate of Inji Chun.
Yeah, the two steadiest players on the course, both going a little awry. So what is the prognosis for the leader?
Yeah, it's not good. It's got a lot of options
Are you
here.
going to be able to move that, Angie?
None of them are good.
Well, she looked like it was going to be a question. The talk was of can she get 21 on?
Richard, a lot of hustle right now to run back there, but it didn't look good based on her reaction when it fell into the ground.
We can't see the ball.
No. That'll be in the fairway, though, and about 20 yards further than she would have pitched out with her fourth shot. So a net gain, but still looking at a big number, as my 3 British fellow commentators would say, a mare.
You're learning fast, Jerry.
Should have just got down the fairway, and instead of trying to be too greedy, trying to get more out of it. I mean, Inji doesn't have the power to get it down there a long way, but she seems pretty comfortable in terms of her demeanor. She doesn't seem too flustered at the moment.
This looks really good.
It's turned out to be a very expensive hole for Inji Chun. She's still the leader. What had seemed step by step.
Talked to her coach, Dr. Juan Park, and he said things can spiral up, and that's called building momentum. Things can spiral down, and you got to fight that. You got to fight it so hard to get down on yourself, to find positive in even your mistakes, and she responded well there.
That will do them.
Enormous green from right to left. Two separate sections, one on the left, one on the right. That hole on the left today, just 12 feet from the left edge.
Setting up for a little bit of draw off a downhill line. Never easy, but she has done just that. Good shot.
Be a very nice bounce back after the double on the last.
She needs to be able to erase what happened, and rolling this one in would do it.
No statement, but good putt. So the birdie try for Inji Chun just rolls by. Tap in par at the 10th after the double at 9. And the lead for the moment, still 2. Trying to win for the second time on the LPGA Tour and her second.
Boy, good shot off the tee, short iron straight up the hill.
And that's going to be pretty well. It's flirting with the right side, but soft enough not to scare the bunker. That angle of the 3, with the longest shot in as well.
Not blocked.
Get really tough at times. Just got to protect against this coming off the club face left because of the side slope. She's compensating for it with her alignment. And has done a very nice job.
Wonderful.
That is just short of good. I mean, put it in your pocket good.
I was going to say, high standards, man.
Even
Left edge. Yeah, there's some break in it, but it's, well, it's pretty close to a gimme in match play.
back in the old routine.
The show about talking to Dr. Juan Park about her and her flow, and he says a big part of that is not only the routine, building momentum, is not letting a mistake put you on a downward spiral. Figure out a way to take something positive out of it, and I think that work is paying off in spades right now.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. You do get into patterns in this game. You kind of see yourself doing the right thing. You picture the...
But you don't want to make a mistake here. This is just left of it and a little short, and oh, hangs on. So lucky there. Big swale just short of that.
In other circumstances, you might use that
Well,
Looking over a slight ridge. Should die left at the end. Not going to go left till then.
that really took it left. Has the feel and the look of fall, doesn't it?
It does, very much so.
We had winter this morning.
Mm-hmm. Easy par with the tap in. What do you think? Maybe 60 degrees out there, Jerry?
Yeah, perhaps. I made the comment earlier we had to come to France to watch a British Open.
Now, hang on.
It was miserable this
Wasn't
morning.
quite true on Sunday morning.
Three wood has to be struck solidly. And that was thin. Right.
Some thick rough down that right.
Or do that. Didn't see that as an option.
There's a confident player for you.
Not only this week, but NG is second in putts per green in regulation for the entire season.
And well, things are looking back to normal again, aren't they, for NG Chun? 5 birdies today.
In each of the first 2 rounds, and that's a really good number if you're striking the ball well.
That was her 20th putt of this round.
That's an understatement.
At a large door.
With force.
If you could just carry the ball to the middle of this green, that ridge in the middle of the green should kick it just forward.
This is at the left third of the green. Needs to catch that ridge. Oh, it lands right on the crest of it.
Boy, it stays there. I didn't see that happening.
Aiming towards Geneva. And that one might have hopped once or twice along the way too.
You know, there are some golf courses in the mountain or near the mountains where you're always standing on the green, you're looking around now, where's the mountain?
No problem. But the lead is down to 1 as they head to the par 5 15th. Little space back then to So Yun Yu.
In the week.
Just a faint hint of a breeze helping as well. Maybe at a yard or 2.
Well, that was straight.
Yeah, look at the curve there, sort of just 1 foot, hardly deviated at all off its line.
Shanchan, you might be able to add up how that leaves only 178 to the front. I believe the same club she had on the previous hole, 4 hybrid. This one needs to get up just a little. Lean in place and get it a lot closer to the green and putt it, but she just moved it a little bit to get the perfect lie to hit this wedge to try and negate some of that break from the right. I think it looked pretty good.
Very good. Eagle for the leader. 1 shot apart. It's been the golf of a champion, hasn't it? Well worth another look. Dead weight, wasn't it?
Going with pitching wedge here. Had to get all of that 135 front, and she did.
Can you say 90? And Jerry just doing it with ease.
I'll tell you, she was on the practice tee with her coach on Tuesday afternoon, almost Tuesday evening. Beautiful golf swing right there. Clears her left hip, stays in that shot. But back to Tuesday, she was working very hard on the practice tee with her coach.
The left.
Forget about it. Never a doubt. Up by 4, 2 to play on a gray Saturday in France and looking to shatter the records.
Coming, and we feel like, you know, many of them young players like NG, we're going to be seeing this get better and better for the next decade.
Another one down the middle.
It is, and that'll be clear of the trees on the approach shot. Barely, though. She is looking just a few feet right of the hole. The alignment with her feet is always further right than the initial line of the ball. This also a nice, tight little draw on a good line.
Like darts in a dartboard, isn't it? Well, that one didn't threaten for once. You were mentioning coach earlier, telling her to smile as well, to try and engage with fans, enjoy it more.
Well, that's to keep you up.
And playing very well through 3 days here today. Now, In-Ji Chun at 19 under.
Got her at 151 yards. 6-iron, little one. Didn't look too little. It was a nice swing. This safely left of the hole. Maybe a little long.
It's been a great day, so you can't complain too much. Yeah, she's okay.
Time and time again, it is a very quick putt, Jerry.
And it's slow early uphill to there and then straight down cliff. Nice.
Did you catch that big deep breath she takes? It almost closes her eyes before she steps into the putt. All kinds of ways to relax yourself and clear.
No matter what happens tomorrow, perhaps.
I wonder sometimes if players from other countries, not just Korea, but those with any kind of language barrier, when they come to play in the U.S. or on the U.S. tour, if maybe that helps you to focus, to not be distracted, because pretty much you're more alone than most golfers.
Some of the Korean players have talked about that, and it's why, in part, they spend so many hours hitting golf balls on the practice range. So, In-Ji Chun, just a record-setting performance through